Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And you read the title of today's video, so let's talk about it. How does Nadex hold the crown? So, you know, like 80 to 90% of my videos so far have been about Marcus Royal. I love Marcus Royal. I find Marcus Royal convenient and things like that, and I recommend Marcus Royal. But, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm giving the #1 title of best binary options platform to Nadex, and there's a reason why. In fact, there's many reasons why Nadex gets the title. Now, we're also going to cover why a markets rule, I think, is something that may be necessary in some cases for some people throughout our video series and throughout this video rather. But first, let's talk about Nadex, specifically why I think Nadex is the best binary options trading platform for 2017. And we'll start with the most important aspect of that, and that is regulation, the CFTC. Now, some of you who are probably new to binary options trading, or maybe you came over from forex trading, so you know a lot about the CFTC, which is what happened with a lot of binary options traders were forex traders and things like that, or you were already in the industry. You already know the seriousness of the CFTC. This isn't something like some overseas broker who got a gaming license like to run something like these online casinos and all of that, and so they kind of just set up shop and and they were off to the races. No, the CFTC is a U.S. government agency overseeing futures, options, and swaps tradings. Their mission is to protect market users and the public from fraud, manipulation, abuse, and systemic risk. Now, this is the equivalent to the SEC. This is when they come, when there's a problem, they come with the hammer of Thor. I mean, they put the fear of God in anybody who's trying to defraud people out of money. So this is serious business, guys, with the CFTC. Also, these are very stringent regulations that you have to meet. This isn't something, anybody can set up overnight and just be, okay, let's try to find a way to defraud people. And this video is also important to help people understand. I see a lot of people who, I don't know if they're professionals. I'm assuming some may be professionals, and some actually have stated they're professionals. I've watched some YouTube videos and different traders who have had various opinions about binary options, and one opinion has been that binary options are scams. Now, if binary options are scams, and this is for everybody who's, done the binary option scam videos, who've watched the binary option scam videos, who think binary options are a scam. If binary options were scams, the Nadex wouldn't be CFTC regulated. So I think you all need to reword the idea that binary options are scams and be more clear, in the language that there are some companies, some platforms that have found a way to manipulate and defraud people out of money by using the structure of binary options to do those things. And that's something completely different than saying binary options are scams, because how this language gets congested and how I feel it's the wrong language and it's putting out the wrong information is that would mean that every time somebody gets scammed in the stock market, on the Nasdaq, on the New York Stock Exchange, or they get scammed on some other basically some other platform or exchange, that they would all be scams. And of course we know how ridiculous that is. So there is a lot of misunderstanding with saying binary options are scams. No, they aren't scams to people, overseas brokers who aren't properly regulated. who are these fly-by-night businesses that are set up pretty much to scam people who use these various option robots and things like that, signaling companies and all that. Those are the people who are the scams, not the industry of binary options. But all binary options are just contracts. And even if you want to try to say that binary options are a less safe contract or option than some of the more traditional financial vehicles, then I would challenge you all on that, because that's not exactly true. In fact, if we really look at it, binary options are a lot more safer than having margin accounts, and things like that, and trading on the forex market. With binary options, you at least know what your maximum loss is going to be. And so, um, you know, those are some things to think about, in the language of, is binary options a scam? Clearly, Nadex, being CFTC regulated, is that's going to always put Nadex in the driver's seat. We know that being defrauded by Nadex is going to be very, very risky, you know, um, for them, to try to defraud users of the Nadex out of money, because, they're going to have the United States government on their bus, which is something that can't happen outside of the country. And I'm sure, again, there are foreign, platforms that their regulatory bodies may be as good as the CFTC. But, with all things considered, and the United States being a big trading market, and one you definitely want, if you're setting up any kind of, investment business, we have to, address the concerns of the American investor. And the American investor wants to see American regulation. And that's what he's getting with the Nadex. And so, that's why, that alone is enough to make Nadex the number one, trade binary options trading platform, bar none. But, in saying that, guys, a lot of you who follow the channel and see that most of the content is on Marcus World, that is going to start to change, guys. So you're going to start to see me doing a lot more Nadex videos for what I'm going to call my second level traders, or people who watch the channel. And that's going to deal with people who, are ready to trade at that level. I call this phase one, where we're doing a lot of Marcus World. So, and I want to specifically focus on Nadex, but I think, for people who watch the channel and know the the various videos I do, I think it's, clear. I think it's important that I be clear the importance of Marcus World in connection to our evolution into trading. And that is, to say that, a lot of people, when they look at binary options, they want to start trading. And one thing that's appealing about binary options is low accounts. Not having to come in with $25,000 to start trading and things like that. So, the reason that it's been very important that I start off a lot of you all with the tutorials and videos with Marcus World is the low accounts. Now, even though Nadex does say that, you can come in with a lower account, we're going to get into a little bit why, that theoretically for me, and a lot of binary option traders agree with me, may not be the best move. And so, in saying that, because how Marcus World is structured, I would say it's quite easy to come in with under $1,000 trading, even $200 trading, or $100, or even less than that, and be able to make some progress. Whereas I don't believe you'll be able to do that with Nadex, and that's the one X against, a strike against Nadex that I would have to give them, even though I still say they're the best. I would have to give them the strike that their minimum deposit of $250 should be raised to $1,000 if they're serious about trading. So I would like to see, that would be my one suggestion for Nadex being CFTC regulated and all those things, that if they're seriously suggesting that someone trade on their platform, that they should seriously consider a minimum of a $1,000 account. And I'm going to explain why, and why I start a lot of people trading on Marcus World instead of that. Specifically, people who I know don't want to come in with $1,000 initially to try out binary options trading. And there's a very practical reason for why it should be $1,000, and I'm going to explain to you why, guys. One reason is many of us have this rule, and it's kind of an unspoken rule, but it's been a very good rule, I think, and a rule I have often used, and I would recommend a lot of you use it, and that is anytime that you place an order, that the order you place represents no more than 5% of your total account balance. Now let's do the math. If you come in to purchase a Nadex contract, think about this. The way Nadex is structured, with the maximum payout being generally $100 per contract, if you come in with, say, $50, the way it works out is $50 in the pricing of the contract represents a 50% chance that that option will expire in your favor. Now, for those of you who are new to how binary options work and various differences between exchanges and brokers and how Nadex is set up, as opposed to some of the other brokers, I invite you to watch my other video through the channel, and they give you an explanation of the differences. But if you think about that, guys, and that's saying that you're going to have to come in with a $50 order, initially. Now think about your overall balance. If you come in with $50, and let's say you come in with $50 and you only got $200 or $250, that's representing a 20 to 25% order that you've just placed. And I know a lot of people say, well, yeah, but you can get out of Nadex, or you can get out of the options and the contracts, but that doesn't stop the fact that if you're wrong, you could still be losing a great portion of your balance per order. So that's why I think that it probably would work out a little bit better, although I know you can buy a lot less value contracts, but when you do the math, the chances of you winning on these contracts get less and less and less. And so, that's something, to think about. And that's why I recommend initially, if you're coming in under $1,000 and you just want to trade, I recommend doing something like Marcus World, then transition into Nadex. Another thing I'll be very honest about with the Marcus World system as opposed to Nadex, and this is another reason why Nadex just has signature CFTC written all over it, but it works out well. And that is, as far as I know, people who promote the Nadex system, like how I'm talking about Nadex right now, we get nothing, guys. We get zero. We don't get any money. We don't get anything from Nadex, and that's how it should be. To a great degree. Now, Marcus World is a little bit different. It's an overseas broker. You guys sign up with Marcus World, no matter how much it is, and I get a little something back when you do so many trades, and that helps put money in my pocket. That helps support the channel so I could do more tutorials. So that's basically some initiative for me to promote Marcus World. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not enough money for me to go against my integrity and tell you that Marcus World is a better trading platform, which is why I'm doing this video with the Nadex, to say that Nadex is the best platform. But I do think Marcus World, if you're just starting out, is a great platform to start. It helps me, it helps the channel. When you open an account, I get a few bucks, you get a few bucks, and it gets you warmed up. And it's really good, especially if you want to come in under $1,000. So it all works out, I think, well. Also when I'm promoting, I just want you guys to know I don't sell any ebooks. I don't sell any trading systems. I don't charge for any tutorials. I don't charge for any one-on-one sessions, none of that. All the information I have, I'm going to give it to you as it becomes available, absolutely free. and I'm being transparent about what's happening with Marcus World opening an account, but only, guys, if you start less with $1,000. If you want to start investing with more than $1,000 or something like that, go ahead and go over to Nadex. That's my advice for you, because Nadex is going to have the best option available for you. And that's not to say Marcus World doesn't work well for if you're doing with a limited budget, if you're in that $250 budget. Now, a lot of binary option brokers tell you, and platforms tell you that, oh, just open an account with $200 to $250. But, in most cases, guys, I disagree with that's going to be a good situation for you. I don't think that's going to be enough money the way many of these brokers are set up. And if you're doing anything other than Marcus World and Nadex, from what I've seen from other platforms, there's been a lot of red flags going off. And if you look at a lot of binary option broker reviews, online, you'll find what I'm talking about. Why the majority of the platforms that are out there, in my opinion, besides Nadex and Marcus World, have some very fishy things going on as far as I can ascertain. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts about Nadex, just the great regulation on them. Also, how the way the contracts are written, I know a lot of people don't think it's very user-friendly. And they're right, it's not user-friendly if you're not accustomed to, if you haven't done any, traditional investing, trading of stocks, bonds, commodities, and various things like that, because you probably wouldn't know how to write an order ticket up. And so you don't know how to write contracts, probably. And that's probably why you'll find it less user-friendly. But it's not that difficult, guys. It does, require a certain learning curve, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So some people see that as negative, especially a busy person. And I understand all of that. So that is something to consider. But overall, being able to write your own contracts, being able to get out of orders, before expiration, those are all very advantageous things to this system. In addition to the top level regulation, regulatory body. So, guys, I want to be clear about where I feel Nadex fits in this, in these categories of broke. I feel that it's responsible of me to tell you that Nadex is where ultimately you want to be. Again, if you got less than $1,000, you will get some trouble from me as far as me thinking that's enough money. So, if you just want to kind of trade binary options, get your feet wet, make a few bucks, supplement your income a little bit, and you don't want to make a commitment like that of coming in with $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, $20,000, then my opinion would be Nadex is probably not for you. But if you do meet those thresholds, then I would say Nadex is perfect for you, and I would highly recommend it. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about the what I feel is the best binary options broker platform so far. Marcus World will come in at number 2. And guys, if you like information like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.